let us move to the next one, which is reduce rows. So ideally the reduce rows is to make sure the number of rows are reduced, or there is something called keep rows. Under keep rows, there are many options. Let's say keep top rows, keep bottom rows, keep range of rows, right? Keep duplicates, keep errors. Let us go one by one so that you'll get to understand what exactly it does. For that, again, we will go to the other data set. Okay, we'll go to this particular data set. I would say using keep top rows, let's say I'm only interested in top 20 rows for whatever reason, right? Sometimes you have that requirement. So I can simply select keep top 20 rows, top rows, and then mention 20 as your number and click on OK. So automatically you will be having a data of top 20 rows. That's all. Okay. So what I'm going to do is every time I apply some step, I'm going to undo it by deleting that step so that I have the entire data so that I can perform the other transformations. Okay. So I'm going to delete this step again. Okay. Now the other option we have is keep bottom rows. Okay. So for sometimes you must have noticed, right? Sometimes you are more interested in the very last rows. Okay. So depending upon your requirement. So everyone has a unique requirement. So depending upon your requirement, you might be looking for a bottom rows. So in that case, you can just select this keep bottom rows, and maybe I can use 5 or 10, whatever number that you have. From bottom, it will count and get the bottom 5 or 10 or 20, whatever number is being asked. Okay. And then we have range of rows. This is again a bit interesting. So you don't have to go through top or bottom. Maybe you are specifically interested in getting the rows from row number 11 till maybe row number 30. Okay. So let's say I'm interested in getting the data from this Jacqueline. Okay. Row number 11. The first row is my 11th row is my first row. And from there, I wanted to keep it till Jimmy, maybe 30. So number of rows, what I'll get, if I wanted to get the data till Jimmy, so my row is starting from 11th and I wanted the data till Jimmy. So I'll just subtract this 11 and 30 so that I'll be, number of rows is basically 20. Right? From 11th row, I wanted to go and get 20 rows so that I will be landing into 30th Jimmy. And click on OK. You can see I got 11th row, which is Jacqueline, and the data is going till Jimmy. Okay. So we can provide range of rows also, because sometimes your Excel sheet shared by your manager would not be like exactly formatted in your, whatever structure you needed, right? They use a lot of other stuff, lot of text they keep writing on the top, right? And the bottom also they keep adding some value. So it might not be the exact format or exact tabular format. So in that case, you wanted to remove the top rows, bottom rows, you wanted to get only the range of rows in between, right? So in that case, we can use these options. Okay. So next we have keep duplicates. This is again very interesting one, right? So in Excel, people might have seen a lot, right? We remove duplicates option is very much used, but keeping duplicates is something which is very interesting, right? Because sometimes there are duplicates in, let's say in your 1,000 rows, there are duplicates. Okay, there might be some duplicates. Okay, let us take one example. Okay, maybe what I do just quickly. So we have a dim organization table. So hardly we have only 14 rows here. Okay, this is good example. Okay, you can see there are almost like 14 unique records, right? Adventure work cycle, North America operations, Northeast division, Northwest division. So they are not unique. So what I'm going to do is, so I wanted to keep them unique. Let's say European operations, I'm copy pasting. Northwest division, I'm copy pasting. Okay. So remaining things I'll just copy paste so that it has some value stored there. So I've just copy pasted two things: European operations, Northwest division. Let me save this file. So let me just close this. So again, while we are learning different topics, in between, I'll try to teach you some of the other important things wherever necessary. We'll try to kind of grasp those. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some, again, shortcut, because most of the time I keep using a lot of shortcuts because shortcuts make our life easy, right? So instead of going to get data, right? Instead of going to get data and getting that particular sheet again, that dim organization sheet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy paste something. Okay, I'm going to simply copy paste this particular dim employee. Let's say Control C, Control V. Okay, I simply copy pasted it. You can also do right click, copy, right click, paste. Okay, Control V, Control C. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these steps. Okay. I went to first step because in the first step, I know all the tables are here, right? And here you can see I'm interested in what table? DIM organization, this one. So you already learned while getting some data, right? You need to click on this hyperlink kind of thing. So I'm going to click on this DIM organization, click on table. So automatically it is going to navigate and pull the entire data. Can you see? It has brought in all the records, 14 plus 2 additional records that we copy pasted, and you can see the additional 2 records at the bottom. So now we got the table. So whenever you are trying to get the same sheet or same source, you can simply copy paste the query so that you need not go back and all do all that connection again and all. So simply what you have to do is once you get the data, you need to rename this name. You can just name them organization. Right? Simply you can rename the query. That's all. So this is the habit that you need to inculcate. So right now we have added 2 records here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. Sorry, I'm going to this option that we have seen, right? Keep duplicates. So with this, what happens? You will be able to see only the duplicate records, and you will be able to understand, okay, what are those duplicate records which are present in my data. So remove duplicates is very easy, right? It will remove it. But sometimes you wanted to focus on the duplicates. What are those duplicates actually? So before removing, you might be, having a worry. Sometimes you might remove the very important records also. So before you even remove, you wanted to use this option to make sure to have a look at it and then delete this step again, go back a step back, and maybe you can now remove the duplicates, right? Because once you keep the duplicates and observe the data, you'll get more idea about what data you are going to delete in the next step. Okay. So that is very important step. A lot of people, don't use this very good option. This is a very good option to analyze your data. Okay. Keep duplicates. So next thing we have something called keep errors. Okay. Just like this, sometimes we wanted to understand like where is the error. Okay. So just like I've wanted to understand what are those duplicates, right? I said keep duplicates and I've seen those duplicates. Similarly, sometimes you wanted to understand before removing the errors from your table, you wanted to see keep errors and let's see what are those errors, right? So errors will be like, I'll show you what are the errors looks like. Let me just show you. So for that, again, we are going to simply modify the data set. Okay. So I'll pull up a smaller sheet rather than using the big one. So we will use some Excel, CSV file. Okay. So I'm going to pull up some CSV file, which is this. Okay. I'm going to modify it to make sure there is some error in the data. So there are only 3 records. Okay. So maybe in the sale amount, I'll put something, I'll just put something, some formula like is equal to 1 by 0, something like divided by 0. Everybody knows, right? Anything divided by 0 is infinity. So that will look like this as an error. So this is, let me save this file. Okay. And I'll just save this file and okay, we'll just close this. Okay. And just paste it in the desktop so that I can quickly get into my Power Query. Okay. And just again, another option that you can get your data from here is new source. Okay. You can use this new source. Again, it is just like your get data, like you can get your data here using new source. Click on more. Again, when you click on more, it will be just like your get data options, same UI. Okay. Same. So it is directly available from your Power Query editor. That's the only difference that you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the CSV file, connect, and select this particular CSV file. Now you see I'm going to load this data. So let us go to that particular column. Where is the sale amount? Is it? Okay. Just navigate to the sale amount. Yes. So here we have the sale amount. So ideally, that's a number value, right? Let's say like it is converted to text. So you might not notice it. If there are too many records, you will look at the data and say, okay, this is not converted properly. Maybe I need to convert it to a number, whole number. Okay, you convert it to a whole number. So immediately what happens? Since it was a text type, right? It was showing some division by 0. So it was happily, converted itself to a text data type so that there was no error. But actually, these are the numbers, so CL amounts. So the error could be somewhere out of those 1,000 records, the error could be somewhere. So actually convert them into a number. So once you convert them into a number, you would get an error. So in that case, right now you are able to see it here, but if there are thousands of rows, you might not see them. So in that case, what do? You just click on keep rows, so that you will be getting only those records with errors, and it will be highlighted in red. And then you can just look at which is the error, and just okay, you can just select this and see what is the error. Error information will be shown at the below, like this. So by looking at the error information or this error message, you can identify, okay, what is the issue. So there is an issue with the data, and then ideally, if it is coming from the client, you would say, boss, please give me the right data. There is an issue with the data. Otherwise, if you have the control, you would go and alter the data. Otherwise, if it is okay for you to remove those, will be removed. So usually what we do is we'll kind of replace those errors. Okay, we'll see that as we go forward. Okay, we'll replace those errors. Okay, so these are the options under keep rows. Okay, so let us go back and try to get a table. Yeah, so now we'll go to the next option called remove rows. So under remove rows, again, the same thing, like just like keep rows, we have remove top rows, right? Remove top rows. I'm going to use the same options, like remove top 20 rows. It will remove top 20 rows. Right? The top rows are gone, right? Employee key is starting from 21. And maybe you can say remove bottom rows for some reason, right? You can remove bottom rows. This is again an interesting option. Remove alternate rows. It says indicate the number of rows to repeatedly take and skip starting at a specific row. So remove alternate rows as something like it is saying indicate the number of rows to repeatedly take and skip starting at a specific row. So you'll see that what it is trying to say. Basically, the remove alternate rows has a specific, setting. Like you need to just provide what is the first row to remove. Let's say I'm interested to remove the second row. Okay, number of rows to remove from the second row. Let's say I'm telling remove the 22nd employee key, this particular second row, and I'm saying remove from here maybe 3 rows, like 23, 24, 25. I'm saying remove 3 rows. Okay, and tell me number of rows to keep. You told me where to start. Okay, first row to remove is this one, and then I want to remove number of rows is like again 22, 23, 24. Sorry. So again, I'm saying number of rows to keep. I wanted to keep, let's say, next 2 rows, like 25, 26. I wanted to keep it. So now, what do you think is the answer? So you'll be able to see. I should be getting like it should start from like first row to remove is second. This will be gone, and it will remove 22, 23, 24, and it will keep 25, 26. It starts from 21, 25, 26, and again it will get 30, 31. So that should be your output. You can see 21, 25, 26, 30, 31. So we can keep the rows in whichever cycle you want. This is a random cycle that I've given, but maybe for some times what happens to a data set which you have received might have some specific patterns, right? So some people might have entered in a different fashion. Maybe the main data part, they have some headers, maybe they have small tables, right? Sometimes your Excel sheet might be having small tables, or consistent tables, and those small tables has got their own address, right? Address and a total footers also total. So in that case, you might want to keep only the data part and remove the above part and below part. So you need to understand the data, and accordingly you need to observe the pattern and allow the pattern to be pattern details like this, so that will get you the data accordingly. Okay, so this is all about remove alternate rows. However, it is termed alternate rows, but again, there is a range of options that is available. So again, we have simply like, in Excel, we have this remove duplicates. Wherever you have duplicates, you can simply straight away, you can remove the duplicates, right? You can simply remove the duplicates. So I can click on remove duplicates. Okay, so it will remove the duplicate. And then we have remove blank rows. So let's say in your data, you have a blank row. Okay, for whatever reason, let's say you have a very blank row. Let me quickly show you that, so that you will try to modify the data and just quickly have a look at the blank row. So let's say I'm just copying this 3 records and pasting it again. Okay. So you have the data. So in between, you have a blank row here. Okay. Let me save it. Close. Okay. I'm going to refresh this page because earlier, first time when we bought it, it has only 3. Now we should have more number of rows, right? But you can see the blank row is null. Blank row is null. So if you remove blank rows, automatically this will be removed. Okay. The entire blank row is gone. Okay. That is very easy because sometimes you get the blanks in between and wanted to remove them. So this is a better step to apply. Remove errors, just like we found one error, right? We already have this error here, I guess. You can see there are errors because we just copy pasted it multiple times. Yeah. So you can use this remove errors, but you have to make sure that will remove the entire row, right? Entire record is gone. So it is not advised to use remove errors without you focusing on the errors. That's the reason we wanted to first check on these errors, right? Keep errors, focus on the errors, see if they can be removed. If not, only that part can be replaced, right? You can replace only that error part with some other message, some other value. Okay. So that is the best idea. So otherwise, these are the options that are available. Okay. So we have covered all of the options under reduce rows. Now we have